following show is a paid program.
Hey family, how you doing today? We have the best of the best with us today, Miss Silver Logan Sharp, national recording artist, singer, songwriter, and for 20 years she was the lead singer of Chic. I'm talking to Miss Silver. Hey lady, how you doing?
Hey, how are you, Cam? Good to see you. Thank you for having me.
Good to see you. We talk all the time on the phone. I love it, love
Yes,
it,
we
love
do.
it. And signature red, I wore my red. I knew.
I love it.
Let's
I
get
see you with your little
started.
red polka dots and things on. Yes, honey. Work.
Let's get started. From Charleston, South Carolina, living in D.C., a Duke Ellington School of the Arts alumni. How did we get here? How did you get started in music?
Wow. Yes, all of that is correct, number one. And, for me, I am one of those babies that came from an artistic person. My mother was a dancer, is dancer, singer, pianist, educator, all of that. So I was surrounded by it. I came by it honestly through the birth canal. And I think for me, a lot of children come here that way. Fortunately for me, my mother nurtured it. And she still does. She's my executive producer of all things Silver Logan Sharp and Redhead Productions. So that's how it really started for me, without sounding cliche. She was my first dance teacher because instead of having a babysitter when she taught dance class, I would be in the corner with the coloring book. But then when class was over, I'd come back and do all the steps. So that's when she knew that something was happening. And then later I got, I was encouraged to sing. I didn't want to sing. I was not into it because my mother is such an amazing mezzo soprano. And I'm like, I can't hang with her. And all my really great friends from Ellington could, when I say flat foot, close the door, sing you under the table, honey. So I wasn't messing with them because I could dance and sing. But it got me. The late Edward Jackson, one of the best voice teachers on the planet, molded and shaped me, as did many people like the Gene Carnes and Deanna Williams and all kind of people like that who helped to usher me to this point in my career.
I tell you, lady, the signature red hair. Everyone asked, where did we get that and how did it start? That's signature for you, lady.
It's so much fun, actually. I've always, I used to work in hair salons back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've always had a love for and a kind of a passion for, not just hair, but like striking hair. And Norma Kamali inspired the red. Norma Kamali dressed us for a tour in 1996, and we were at her place, and she has jet black signature bob. Everybody knows it. She had this red sort of rinse over it, and I couldn't stop looking at her. And so she whispered what it was in my ear. And I was living in Los Angeles at the time, and I went on a hunt for this color, and I found it. I'm now endorsed by the company. Shout out to Manic Panic, Tish and Snooki up in New York for the Manic Panic products. And I've been rocking my Manic Panic. Now it's colorful. I have about 6 colors, 7 colors.
Absolutely.
Pink, purple, blue, turquoise, teal, and a little splash of pink and yellow. It just became a signature. I showed up on the gig with bright, flaming, long red hair, and Niall went, "That's what I'm talking about." And I never looked back. I thought he's either going to hate it or he's going to love it. And it became a thing, kind of before Rihanna and before Charlie Baltimore and some of the other girls who are rocking it. This was like 1998, 99-ish that I, 2000, I was like, okay, I'm just going to commit. By then I had kind of, gotten into it, and here I am rocking 7 colors. It's better than gray, honey. It's better than gray.
I tell you what, everybody knows you by Chic, and we're going to remind them of the famous song La Freak. Let's look at it. Let's look at this video, just a snippet.
Yeah! Over here, come on. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, freak out. Say Chic. Freak out. Oh, freak out. Say Chic. Freak out. Oh, freak out. Say Chic. Freak out.
I wore my white jacket because I had to be part of it.
I love it. I love it. That is at the Paradiso in Italy, I think. And Fonzie Thornton was on that gig with us. He's one of the original, voices on all the Chic records.
Yes.
The guy who was in the middle. And that's Jesse Wagner. And, oh, man, Gerardo Velez on percussion. You might know him from Jimi Hendrix, from when they were at, oh, God, I just drew a blank. With Central Park, that whole thing, just some great musicians, man. Those are some really great times. And whoo, child, I still got that dress. Something.
I wore my white so I could be part of it. Nile was on there. He was on there too.
Yes.
I wanted to make sure he was
Yes.
the one on their part of
Yes.
it. He's the founder, one of the founders, right?
Well,
One of the
Nile
founders.
Rodgers and the late Bernard Edwards
Right.
are the two founders
Right.
of Chic. And Bernard passed in 1996 while we were on tour in Japan. And that was a big comeback tour. So it's been quite a while. And Tony Thompson later passed several years later as well. He was the original drummer in Chic. Although in my time with Chic, it was the wonderful Omar Hakim, who is still touring. He's from The Weather Report and Madonna and just all kinds of people. And he and Rachel Z, his wife, are out touring right now. So Omar was the drummer. Ralph Roll is the drummer now.
Yes.
In the current band of Chic that I think they're about to start, hitting the stages pretty soon. But yeah, that was Nile. And, I'm glad that we could carry on the legacy. Bernard Edwards, one of the greatest bassists of all times. He's responsible for Power Station Records and songs like Might As Well Face It, You're Addicted to Love, and all the Rod Stewart records and all that kind of stuff. He was an amazing, amazing bass player, an amazing man. I miss him terribly. But he and Nile, he in particular really took his wing in my Chic days, as did Fonzie Thornton. And so I had 6 years in the band with him before he passed, and got to carry the legacy and keep it going. I've now passed the torch on to Kim Davis and Falami, who are holding it down now.
Absolutely, absolutely. How did you get into Chic? 20 years run, and I think you're one of the longest lead singers.
I am the longest from the original and the current girls, right?
20 years.
Yeah.
How did you get the opportunity?
Deanna Williams is pretty much solely responsible. I was singing with Jean Carn at the time, and she and Nile were at a convention. They were on a plane together. Nile said, "Hey, I have auditioned 75, 85 girls, and it is just not clicking. I need the right girl." And she said, "Do you know Silver?" He said, "Who?" She said, "Hold on 1 second." And she gets me on the phone at some ungodly hour in the morning. And she said, "Silver, honey, wake up. It's Deanna, I need to talk to you." And so she, commences to telling me about, what's happening with Nile and Bernard, and that they're putting Chic back together and they're signed to Warner Brothers Records. And she calls me back later with him on the phone. And later that day, they flew me up to New York. Back then, you could catch a shuttle every half hour to New York from DC. Right. And I went up and I sang for them, and I was literally hired on the spot. So I have my godmother, my god angel, my goddess, Deanna Williams, and Miss Jean Carn, and the late Philippa Brisbane, who also, she was a part of that management team who took me under the wing. And it's all about mentors, y'all. It's all about having that person who believes in you, who, we're standing on someone's shoulders, and they are responsible for introducing me to Nile Deanna said to me in no uncertain terms, "This is your gig, honey. I know this is your
Mm-hmm.
gig." And I want to say she told Niall, "This is your singer." And it was instant chemistry. I was ready for him. I went in there dressed to the nines, honey, hair down to here, boots up to there. And I was like, "Come on, bring it." And I sang everything they said,
Uh-huh.
and I was hired on the spot that day.
Well, I tell you, lady, today is our topic is women in the music business, and we've talked
Wow.
several times about music and the business part. 10% music, entertainment, creativity, 90% business. Many artists along the way that are no longer here have lost in the business side. We've talked
Yes.
about that. You've nurtured so many women and talked to them about that business side. Let's talk to the ladies now. There's a lot of new artists, especially now that we've had over 40 million people unemployed. They've had dreams and other things, but the business side is the strongest side, and it's
Yes.
dominated, many times by men sometimes.
Yes.
And women are
Yes.
not at the forefront sometimes, not all the time. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But many of them have not been able to break the ceiling like yourself.
Well, I'm still hitting it. Let me tell you, every now and then I got to jab a stick up there. But
Yeah.
no, thank you for saying that. And that is most important. I think we are, or not, I know that we are conditioned and we're trained to get into the hype, get into the
Mm-hmm.
celebrity of it all, get into the red carpets and the glam and the glitz and all of that. It is not all glam and it is not all glitz. And at the end of the day, my mother said to me, sign your own checks
Mm-hmm.
and sign your own contracts and try to understand them. So I make everybody explain everything to me like I'm 6 years old,
Mm-hmm.
legal jargon all. And you have to know that regardless of who's representing you, at the end of the day, you are responsible.
Mm-hmm.
You have to answer. They're not going to jail for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
what you need to know.
Yeah.
And and real talk, that's not what you're taught. You don't find that out till it's too late.
Right.
You want to stay on top of your taxes. Nothing changes when you start, making a whole lot of money, or when you're not making a whole lot of money, or when you're investing a whole lot
Mm-hmm.
of money. When you're an independent artist, that is code for you pay for things.
Mm-hmm.
And you are making a lot of business decisions, good and bad. And you have to be prepared to handle them when they're good and when they're bad. And be able to say, take the loss, take the hit, learn from it. I'm going to say that again, learn from it. What did you do? Don't go off on, well, who didn't do what? Because inevitably, somebody will promise you something and not do it. But what part were you in it? Because I have been at the table. I
Mm-hmm.
have been looked at in my eye and said, Silver, we got you. We're going to put your record out. We're going to do your video. We're going to take care of this. We're going to take care of that. And then go, oh, well, and then they change their mind and then
Right.
they do something else. And after I recover from the devastation of the time that you've lost, waiting for that to happen and to manifest, then you have to realize that the creator is probably protecting you for something. He could be just maneuvering you in a way to put you in a better position. So because of those situations, because of that actually happened to me. So because of that situation, I own my videos and I own my product and I own my masters. Because, okay, it took me a little longer and I didn't have their financial muscle to make it happen. But I was in a position to release it on my own, even if I sell it one CD and one song at a time. I
Mm-hmm.
can sleep at night because at the end of the day, I'm trying to get in the kingdom with the good works that I've been blessed with to do music on this earth and have a business in the 21st century as a Black American female in this world.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you mentioned that. The other thing I'm glad you're talking about is that independent part of it. Many people
Yeah.
are going independent, but they don't understand independent. You pay your way.
Yeah. I mean, investors, sponsorship, loans, all those things, that assistance, they say it's out there, go look for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but in order to qualify, you got to have your stuff right on paper. You
Mm-hmm.
want to incorporate, you want to get your LLCs or whatever that, S Corp, whatever that is for you. You want to get your bank account. You want to get your EIN. You want to get those things. The same way you can Google how to find those shoes, honey. Google the information that sets up your business and go past the first three links. Read the good stuff and the bad stuff. Ask the questions. Pick somebody's brain. Pray over it. Make a decision. And be able to walk in your truth. No one is promised anything. It's a hard lesson to learn. We all have some entitlement. You know, I've been on this, I've been doing this a long time. How dare I have to start over and pay
Right.
for everything? Okay. Do you know who I am? But in real talk, there's so many people with talent, and you know, the blessing and the curse of the internet is that it leveled the playing field. But it leveled the playing field so much that everybody, even those that should probably do something else, are doing it too. That might not be your ministry, but you are allowed to do it, and you can certainly move forward doing it. And just like they say, there's a person, there's somebody for everybody. There's music for everybody. Everybody doesn't like the same thing. There's a lot of people that don't, you know, care for my voice, and it's okay, because there are a lot of people that do.
Right.
So there's enough to go around.
The other thing I love about you, and we've talked extensively about that, people that are behind the scenes, the songwriters, the people that do the beats,
Yes.
you know, producers or so. Get your credits. You make sure of that.
Yes.
Royalties. You don't write that for royalties. Many people have lost out. They've written songs, they produced different things, but they have not gotten the credit. So now that COVID has happened, they can't live off of those.
That's correct. And you know, it's relative in terms of, I am on lots of things I was not credited for because I just didn't know better. And I also didn't think that I would not be acknowledged. Like, why wouldn't they say, well, she wrote that part or she contributed that part? Why wouldn't they? That's the hard lesson you learn about greed. And someone can either take the opportunity to school you, hey, yeah, we need to put your name on this because you wrote part of the bridge, or you know, your performance dictated, you know, a little more than just, hey, she sang the song. And shout out to Sound Exchange for acknowledging performers and being a PRO specifically for featured performers. That's very important. Everybody out there who's listening, if you're on a record, if you're featured on a record, if you're featured in a video, on TV, anything, you want to be signed up with Sound Exchange, because they pay not the producer, not the writer, but the artist who is featured on the piece. Whatever you're hearing, that's who is constituted as featured. And yes, the royalty thing can be interesting. It can be a blessing, and it can be interesting because it's but now there's so many more vessels in which to collect. So you need to be on top of that, and you want to get an attorney that can explain things to you so that you understand the difference between mechanicals and writers, and you know, and all those different things. It's a bit confusing. It can be a little confusing, and there's a lot of caveats to those things, but the information is there, and you just have to, the same way you keep practicing anything else, you have to keep, even I have to keep reading it and keep going, okay, this is for this and that's for that, and this stands for this and this goes for that. I'm a songwriter. I'm also a performer. I'm also, you know, a producer in the sense of, you know, I don't make beats per se, but I write songs and produce sessions and produce vocal arrangements and all those kinds of things. So there's different ways to get credit, and make sure they spell your name right. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Oh my God, the impact of COVID, lady, on the world of entertainment. My God. I mean, February, the end of February, beginning of March, everything was shut down. Everything was closed down. People were supposed to be touring, and all of a sudden, everybody's income immediately stopped, many of them.
Yeah, mine included. Every single gig went out the window. All the potential gigs went out the window.
Right.
Gigs we were talking about, just no one thought
Right.
that it would come to this.
Right.
I'm sure you know, we as Americans, and I don't speak for everybody, I'll speak for myself, but we walk around with the arrogance of, you know, this is America, they'll figure it out, we'll be fine.
Right.
And this was bigger than that.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed how vulnerable we are
Right.
on so many different fronts, regardless of the administration and all the madness that went along with it. And, you know, good, bad, or indifferent, no matter what side you're on, nobody won.
Yeah.
Nobody won.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Democrat, Republican, you know, gay, straight, nobody won.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's winning with
Mhm.
this. And I don't understand why we haven't figured that out yet. You know, like,
Yeah.
who's winning, really?
Right.
You know? So as far as work is concerned, you know, shout out to all my folks in the theater and Broadway and movies and just
Yes.
everything. It came to a screeching halt.
Yes. Absolutely.
And still is. I am still quite skeptical. I am not running to the stage at the moment, even though I did a wedding this past weekend.
Mhm.
But I was wonderfully socially distant. It was outside. I was, hey, this is,
Right.
I can do it like this.
Uh-huh.
But for me, the casualties made it difficult and depressing.
Right.
The time to focus allowed me to produce, or I should say recreate and reimagine, a song that Daryl and I wrote called No More Color Lines.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to take a song that we wrote a while ago about the very same topic of just imagine if you could do it over. Just imagine if you could, you know, not see color when you walk in a room and just embrace people's hearts and just give people the benefit of the doubt. And that's the crux of the meaning of that song. So when COVID hit, and it's, as an artist, as a musician, you want to do something artistic. What can I do? Well, we instinctively want to write a song, put out of it, do something that's,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that will soothe you in a way that we do with music. But even that didn't seem like enough. I was inspired by one of my favorite artists, Kirk Franklin, who took his song Smile and had some of the greatest singers ever on it, from Kelly Price to Fantasia and many more, too many to mention. And I was inspired by that. Kirk is a wonderful artist and friend, and he's just a great guy. And he was, you know, he was directly responsible. What's ironic is 13 years ago, his song Imagine Me inspired that song in the first place. So then fast forward all these years, and his take on his video with Smile inspired my video with No More Color Lines. So I called up a bunch of my rock star friends and said, hey, I'm going to send you this track and just, you know, sing it down and send it back. And I'm going to throw something together and try to post something useful that just might offer somebody some, you know, encouragement or something, or invoke some thought. And No More Color Lines is what we have now. And now we have a go-go remix and everything. And I'm so excited because it is getting so much love, you know, that I never thought would happen. And I had no idea what would happen. I just wanted to post something useful. And here we are. And, you know, that's how God moves.
That's how he moves. We're going to do this. We're going to take a break, and we're going to have a surprise. We'll be right back on The Cam Hill Show.
We'll be right back to The Cam Hill Show after these messages. The Cam Hill Show. If you'd like to advertise your business or become a sponsor, contact thecamhillshow@gmail.com.
Move up at Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 Cadillac XT4 Luxury Collection for only $319 a month. The new 2021 Cadillac XT5 Luxury Collection for only $399 a month. Both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase either and enjoy 1.9% APR for 60 months plus bonus cash. Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
We're talking to Miss Silver Logan Sharp. Hey, lady.
Hey. How's it going?
It's going good. She was talking about no more color lines. Let's look at it.
Can you imagine a world where there are no more color lines? A world where people are just people, free to follow our dreams, free to just be free. A world where we are not defined or categorized by the color of our skin. At DCTV, we believe it's time for change. It's time to erase the color lines. It's time to fix humanity. We are pleased to partner with DC-based international recording artist Silver Logan Sharp in the world premiere of a movement for change. No more color lines. This is meaningful media. This is impact for change. This is DCTV.
Imagine, close your eyes and imagine. Imagine no more color lines. Imagine no more reasons why you can do anything you try. No one has color for skin. Color for skin. Imagine a place where everyone only stands to win. Some of us call our world a peaceful place, but if you could go back, think of everything you tried. Imagine if your first thought was to find a resolution. Some of us think we can't change anything, but if you could do it differently, what choices will you make? Imagine no reasons why.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That was awesome.
I love
it,
love it, love it,
never
lady.
gets old.
It never gets old, does it?
No. No, it doesn't. I know that's terrible, but it doesn't. You just want people to be moved and touched, and you know, every single person in the video, they're friends of ours, and they just came through for us on such a big level. Folks were at home. And there were a few folks that wanted to do it, didn't get a chance to because busy and trying to keep up since everybody was singing online, and now we're all having to regroup how we do things. But I tell you, even that, Cam, has given me an opportunity to do something amazing. I have partnered with a company called Virtual Live Studios that is allowing me to do our show, Feel Better Friday, in real time from multiple locations over the internet. It is completely awesome. And I'm so excited because it allows us to stay safe. It allows me to have artists from all over the world, even if they're not coming to the Washington, D.C. area. And I can still jam with them, have them on the show because of this technology. It's a Black-owned company, father and son team called Virtual Live Studios, and it's awesome.
So let's explain that. You are in your home. Other people are in theirs. When they put them together, when they put you guys together, it looks like you're in the same space.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. That is absolutely correct. And in my case, because my set, I live on set. I keep a piano next to the bed. I don't know if everybody does that, but we do. And we have this huge loft and big ceilings and all that kind of stuff. And so normally the band is in here when we're doing Feel Better Friday. But we've kind of stopped doing that. We stopped taping. We stopped all production. Yeah. And I called my friend. I said, listen, I cannot have my show go up in flames. My show is a music show. It's a performance show. That's the point. And he said, I got you, sis. And we have been rolling ever since. And so my guitarist, Stan Cooper, my percussionist, Chris Allen, my drummer, either Derek Redfoot Freeman, and or JJ Williams, and Walter Cosby, the bassist, they are all in their homes on green screen, plugged into the Ethernet through their Apple computers, and they are CGI'd, if you will, into our space in the spots they would normally be in. Right. And then we beam up our guest on the screen back here. I've had Valerie Simpson from New York. I've had another guest from Gladys Del Pilar from Sweden, who's also in the No More Color Lines video. And beyond, I had Lynn Fidmont on. She was in Los Angeles, and we're all playing together in real time. And you can check it out on Feel Better Friday YouTube channel and or the Facebook page and see what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. I'm so excited about that because that technology in itself still allowed you, lady, to keep doing what you love with everyone
that's
else.
what I'm saying. I can't be mad. I can't be mad. I'm doing concerts from my living room. It's amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing. And granted, I miss the audience and I miss people. Like when I was at the wedding singing this weekend, I sang at a friend's wedding and I thought, oh my God, I'm in front of people. This is great. People actually applauded. And I forgot that's like I've been singing to cameras, but we're about to, now we've been pre-taping some of the shows. Now we're about to go live. And when we do that, we can have an interactive audience in real time while doing this in real time.
Right.
I just can't stand it. They have done something amazing. They're empowering our show. We're the first to do this. And I don't mean in the little boxes neither. I mean, it looks like everybody's in the room,
it does.
And they shout out to Eric Parker, Donald Parker, Anais Tate, and Malcolm and the whole crew at Virtual Live Studios. They are amazing. Eventually this will, be something that, everybody will want to do, because I get calls all the time going, now, how are you doing that? Because it's not possible. And I'm going, but God, it is. And I'm not trying it. I'm doing it every Friday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Feel Better Friday.
There you go.
Got to get the plug in.
You definitely are doing it, lady. What are some of your fondest memories? You have so many out of 20 years now. Come on. But just one of the fondest memories, because if we go down the list, we'll be here. So
it'll be a minute. You mean in general or
with Chic? Everybody wants to know with Chic. All of them probably, but yeah.
Wow. There are many.
Yes.
Fondest moments, besides the day I auditioned, that is one of
Yes.
my fondest moments.
Yes.
I would have to say probably touring in Japan, playing in stadiums, playing the Budokan, Osaka-jo Hall. They're like 35,000 seaters and 25,000 seaters.
Yes.
We did a show called Night of the Proms in Antwerp, Belgium, which was phenomenal. It's a show, there's nothing like this really in the States, where they take an orchestra and pop music. So Chic was on the show, like for example, Kid Creole and the Coconuts was on the show with us. My girl Maisie Gray was on the show with us. Coolio's done it. The late Donna Summer had done it. And like I said, we don't have something like this in the States where you perform your music with a full-on orchestra. When I tell you, they had the tubular bells and everything for the song I Want Your Love. They are not playing. And the background singers, the entire band. So we were there for a month. We played 4 nights a week. We did 4 songs a show to a sold-out crowd of 35,000 people in a stadium at the Palace in Antwerp, Belgium. And I can't even explain how much fun that was and how together and so professional, and it was awesome. It was just a well-oiled machine, and it was phenomenal. And I'd have to say that's it. And also playing in Japan in the Blue Note. I love going to Japan. The fans there are outstanding and over the top. Playing the Montreux Jazz Festival 3 times, which I never thought I would do in my lifetime, but 3 times headlining in Stravinsky Hall with Chic. I mean,
so many.
I could go on. But
Yeah, so many.
yeah.
If you would, in talking to new artists, let's give some advice to them as they, try to go through this COVID world that's new. Maybe it's no
Yes.
open mics and things like that, but just giving them the understanding that not everything is monetary. Some things are experience.
No, actually, everything is experience because it leads to the monetary.
Exactly.
Everything is experience. And you never stop experiencing.
Yes.
Now the entire world is having a new experience. So we all had to reset and start over, even the technical people, even
Right.
people who are, into the technology, everybody is having to reset. So yeah, I want y'all to lean in for this one, okay? Because the thing that gets me most about youth and opportunity is the entitlement. And it's not cute, it's not pretty. And we need to go back to respecting the process. We need to go back to respecting the history. We need to go back to not thinking you know everything because you wrote a song, or you did, you had a good day. You know what I'm saying? You got to check yourself. You've got to go back and do your performance and give your all. Make your mistakes, do them loud and wrong, because after that you won't do it again. Test yourself, push yourself, and cut yourself a break. Do the research, look up somebody, go listen to somebody else, go watch somebody else, get into the history of whatever it is. I don't know everything still because there's too much to know, but it means that you keep growing and growing and growing. Get into what you need to know about your business and don't worry about the hype. When you're doing good business, the hype will come. When you're doing good business, the monetary value will come. But the lack of knowledge, degrees or no degrees, it's not even about that. It's about the passion that leads you to what you need to know about it. And then you educate yourself. So, I would also say stay encouraged. Stay encouraged. Keep doing what you're doing and then do it some more. Keep studying. If you're not studying, find a mentor, find a YouTube channel, find something that you can do. Everything is not existing on YouTube, talk to somebody who's done it. Find somebody who's done it. Get some advice from somebody who's done it that's going to tell you, you know, for all the good stories I have about Chic, I have bad ones too. You know, I have days of, you know, I was in the airport for 12 hours and got there, my luggage wasn't there, and I still had to sing and I had to run around and go find an outfit in the country where I hadn't even exchanged my money yet. And then, you know, there's those stories too. But at the end of the day, it's time to and do your thing. You got to do it because the audience does not care.
Right.
They don't care if they got babysitters, they got dressed, they bought tickets, they've been waiting for this for months. They're coming. You know what I mean? And now with the virtual life, you know, share and, you know, promote and keep it coming. You know, for all the ladies out there, I want y'all to be careful, divas. Be careful. Be classy. Be edgy, but be classy. Enough with the ratchet. We have enough of that going on. It's cute sometimes, but we've overdone it. Let's pull it back just a tad. Just pull it back just a little bit. And, you know, I just think there's, you know, we've lost that. You know, we've lost a little bit of that polish. We've lost a little bit of that. Leave some things to the imagination. We've lost a little bit of the, you know, double entendre of things. Well, I might have been saying this, but I could have been saying that. Use your mind. You know what I mean? And just stop spreading your body all over the place. You know, it's just, I'm just over it. You know, I'd rather hear you sing. I'd rather hear you sing. I'd rather hear you rap. I'd rather hear you rhyme. I'd rather hear you beatbox. I'd hear you, you know what I mean? Go for a note and miss it than to not try and to do all the other antics that you think is working. You know, we can snatch it up a little bit, ladies.
Sounds good. We're going to do this. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with the Cam Hill Show.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages. The Cam Hill Show. If you'd like to advertise your business or become a sponsor, contact the Cam Hill Show at gmail.com.
Move up at Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 Cadillac XT4 Luxury Collection for only $319 a month. The new 2021 Cadillac XT5 Luxury Collection for only $399 a month. Both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase either and enjoy 1.9% APR for 60 months plus bonus cash. Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. Ron Carter Cadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, family, we're back with Miss Silver Logan Sharp. We were talking earlier, but there's something great. You've got a groovement. Let's talk about that.
The groovement. Yes, 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 yes. I came up with that crazy word. It was like I need some groove, like an ointment. Groovement. And it was also inspired by my brother Omar Hakim, drummer formerly in Chic, who also has a record called The Groove Smith. So it was a play on words there. But Daryl and I recorded that album in Stockholm, Sweden, live in the studio. Daryl Hunt is the producer of the entire project and the arranger of all the songs. And we have 14 songs. I don't know who puts 14 songs on a record anymore, but that was my last big one. And it's 7 covers and 7 originals. And I just did some of our favorite songs and some new stuff as well. But yeah, that's the current record outside of, now I'm dropping singles and videos, y'all. Singles and videos. Woo, hun. Singles and videos.
Well, there's one that the ladies really love. There's a song, and it's not on this one, but it's a song called Real Brothers, Real Men, Real...
Yeah, Real Brothers, DC Brothers. Yes, that's one of my go-go songs. What y'all know about go-go music, huh? What you know about Trouble Funk and EU and the late Chuck Brown, which ironically, yesterday is 9 years to the day of Chuck Brown's passing. So everybody in DC right now is really blowing some go-go up. And I'm still, reveling in the fact that Glenn Close, spoke about EU and Backyard Band. And I was like, oh my goodness. Real Brothers is produced by Roy Battle. He's a member of the legendary group Rare Essence, and he's one of the top go-go producers in the DMV. And we have incredible chemistry, and he produced Real Brothers. He also produced, there's a new remix of No More Color Lines. That's a go-go version that is available now as well, that he also produced that song, and or I should say produced the go-go remix. And I have a new release coming out on May 28th in a Friday or two called Post It Up, Boo. And it too is a go-go record. It was my love-hate relationship with social media. I was channeling my innermost Missy Elliott. And so that's a really fun record. Y'all are gonna like that one too. But yeah, so Real Brothers is I tell you, no matter where I go in the world, I can sing chic stuff, I can sing my pop covers, I can sing my original songs. We end the show with Real Brothers, and it takes the room apart every single time, even if they've never heard the song before. So
I think it's the lyrics.
Shout out to my
It's
boy
the
Roy
lyrics.
Battle.
It's the lyrics. It's the lyrics, lady.
Yeah, we got to shout out our men sometimes, and shout out the Real Brothers who are out there doing the daggone thing, the real fathers and the uncles and the godfathers and the men who are taking care of their families and doing the thing and making a difference. Those are the real brothers I'm speaking of. So yeah.
Absolutely. You also have one called Sailing. I love the video.
Yes. The Christopher Cross classic.
Yes.
I got to tell you the story real quick. So we've done the song. Daryl did this amazing arrangement, and there was actually, I can't think of the name of the orchestra right now, that played it on the record. So that's a live orchestra playing that on the CD. My girl Mesa, everybody, y'all know Mesa, Deep Boy.
Wait a minute.
My girl Mesa.
We've been trying to get
with
Mesa.
Dave Koz. Yeah, that's my girlfriend. I'll text her and tell her to call.
There you go.
Absolutely. That's my sister cousin right there. And Mesa was touring, doing a Christmas tour with Dave Koz and Jonathan Butler and Christopher Cross. And I love Christopher Cross. I have since the 80s, since Sailing was Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Production of the Year, and all that back in 1980. So that tells you what kind of song that it was. And I came up, and I was in high school in the 80s. This is one of my favorite songs. I've always wanted to do it. And it took all these years to finally do it and put an orchestra on it. Daryl wrote a ridiculous string arrangement. And so Mesa arranged, she took my CD personally and delivered it to Christopher Cross, and then arranged at the concert for us to meet him and come backstage and talk to him and do all that. I should have sent you the picture of us. And he gave me the biggest compliment. He said, I love what you did with it. You took it someplace else. I was like, he actually listened to it and gave us his blessing. And I just said, may this record make you rich all over again. And shout out to Christopher Cross. He took a really bad hit with COVID. He had a pre-existing condition that left him paralyzed for months. He is now starting to walk again. Look at God, okay?
Yes.
And he's been very, I don't want anybody to think that we all best friends or nothing like that. I did get to meet him, and I have friends that are really friends with him, but he posts about it on his social media. So y'all go give Christopher Cross some love, and then check out my version of Sailing.
Cause Sailing, your version is so, oh my God, it's over. It's beautiful. It's absolutely
Thank you.
beautiful.
We shot the video in St. Martin.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Daryl's family is from St. Martin, and we were there for a family reunion. And I'm like, I got a song called Sailing. I need to shoot a video, and we're going to St. Martin. Hello, 2 + 2. So we made arrangements, and shout out to everybody, all the locations that allowed us to come and be on set and transform their places to create the video. Never mind, I was sick as a dog. I don't do boats. I get terribly seasick, even when I have to do cruises. I had to climb up the side of a boat in my red, beautiful piece, honey, this down thing on the side of a boat in a dinghy. I was so sick. And when the director, Joel, said, action, I just snapped into it. And when he said cut, I just melted. So it was a labor of love, but I'm so proud of that video and that arrangement. So thank you for asking about that. And shout out to Christopher Cross.
I'm telling you, that one, that piece, everyone, family, you all have got to see that. Other than No More Color, all of them. But that sailing, oh my God, just everything, everything silver. I'm telling you, lady, what else we got going with you? What you got going? Because you're doing a lot.
Well, I don't know if I told everybody about silverware. So my mother and I hand make jewelry. I'm wearing an old piece, honey. This is one of my old faithfuls right here. But silverware, SYLVERWEAR.com will take you to our jewelry collection, our t-shirts. I have Feel Better Friday wine glasses. All my merch is there. But we literally hand make, hand choose, hand pick every stone, every finding, every piece. We work with semi-precious stones, and sterling and gold vermil and all kinds of crystals. And it's starting out as a healing ministry. It's starting out as something to wear with my clothes on stage. For 7 years, it was a hobby, and it turned into a business. And the likes of Shaka Khan, Elton John, Patti LaBelle, they all have it. I'm just proud of it. I still schlep it around wherever I go all over the world and have backstage parties at gigs. I can't wait to get back to that. But until we do, visit the online store.
That's it. That's it, lady. I mean, where in the world can we find you to find your music? And first of all, what would you like to leave with the viewers?
I would like to say, first of all, to everybody, all the Cam Hill Show fans and family, thank you for watching. And y'all keep making sure that this show, the Cam Hill Show, goes straight to the top, because this is one of the best interviews I've ever had in a very, very long time. And I thank you and thank you and thank you to you and your viewers for starters. Second of all, I would tell you to follow, y'all. Follow on Facebook, on Instagram. Please subscribe to Feel Better Friday on YouTube. And there's a Silver Logan Sharp channel. So that way you get the Silver Logan Sharp stuff on one channel and you get all the Feel Better Friday stuff on the other channel. And just, I would encourage everyone not only to follow me and to follow you and our shows, but please help to share them and follow and encourage people to watch and support us doing what we do, because it's platforms like this that push out what we're doing. So I thank you for that. And y'all start following and clicking and liking and sharing the Cam Hill Show and Feel Better Friday. How about that?
Absolutely. I love you, lady. I'm telling you, this is my friend. We talk all the time.
I'm like, Cam, what you got going on?
Exactly. We cut up.
We do. And congratulations. You've had so many wonderful things going on. Thank you to your team for all the amazing promotion they've been doing for this show and the shows to come. I see you got Keith watching. You got everybody coming on the show. And I'm watching. And so your team is outstanding. The show is amazing. And thank you so much for having me and allowing me to just, tell all my business on the Cam Hill Show.
I love you, lady. Love you to life. Love you, love you, love you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much. You guys are
awesome.
Yes. Stay safe. Until next time.
See you then. The Cam Hill Show, 12:30, 1:30. Bye-bye. 12:30, 1:30 Central Standard Time. See you then. Bye.